Okay. It's definitely better now. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Does that one work? The link should work. I don't know why it wouldn't. Okay. Okay, Facebook, please work. Okay. Is that right? Yes, it is. I'm gonna post it on Twitter real quick. I'm gonna check live real quick. Okay. Yeah, seems to be doing a little bit better since I didn't go for, what is it, ultra low latency on the stream, so. Yep. The only thing I'm afraid of is I might have scared all the viewers off since I had to refresh the stream a couple of times because YouTube is stupid. So, it's really, really, really frustrating. So, yeah. Let me open up the chat box, though. I gotta use pop-out chat. Okay, let me see. Does not work. Let me see. Let me see. Is the chat actually working, though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's hard to tell what's going on. What? If you're talking about the background, yeah, there's probably a couple of problems. Interesting. Yeah, I think you're the only one talking. I think everyone else left. There was an unlisted stream from a long time ago on my video feed, though. Trying to find that real quick, because I think I know what you're talking about. As far as the logo or text goes. Ah! Okay, that's weird. That thumbnail changed. It wasn't like that before. Unless there's another stream that was unlisted with a different image. I don't think so. It's very weird. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's where the trademark symbol used to be, but I ended up taking it off just because it was a little bit annoying. Yeah, I think you're the only one talking. It's a little bit sad, though. Well, snap. It's a little bit disappointing. Okay, there's another person. Awesome. Hope you're doing great tonight, man. What does HLO stand for? I feel like I should know, but right now I can't figure out what HLO stands for. What is HLO? No, I don't think it's hi new person. I know you're just saying that. I'm just giving you a hard time. Interesting. The actual chat box is not working right now, so let me look real quick. Chat box. Okay. Okay, that's a different chat box. Display capture. Let me see. Okay, that's full screen though. That's the big difference. Oh dear, that's not good. Window capture, no, that was for a different program actually. Display capture 2, nope. Window capture. Trying to get it all in the right order. Sorry for that music right there. I totally messed up right there. Display capture. There it is. Why is it working now? That's very weird. Okay. There it is. It is definitely working better. There it is. Looks much nicer now. So yeah, definitely like that. Okay. Yeah, 20 seconds isn't too bad. But that's because YouTube, for some reason, it does not work well if I choose the low latency with the smaller delay. YouTube servers are just way too slow, and they can't encode all the data that's being sent from my computer fast enough to allow there to be a small delay. So it's YouTube. It's YouTube for you. Okay, can I not unselect that? Okay, that's very weird. No music played? Okay, that's kind of good. Oh, yes, because I actually went ahead and just for safety reasons, I went ahead and muted. Hold on. I went ahead and muted the onboard chat. I think I've seen your video before. I've seen 2 different videos. And I'm not sure. I think I still got your YouTube channel open in a different tab on YouTube. Yeah, I got it right there. Yep. And I saw you did a live stream for 2018. Oh, okay, cool. That is awesome. Oh, man, a shout out. Oh, wow, okay. Dang, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was you or someone else, but I think you might have done a video a long time ago, maybe. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, that's really cool. Yeah, every shout out definitely helps. Yeah, I'm hoping we somehow can get more people in here. Yeah. Because there is a lot of stuff I want to get feedback from the community on, and I want to make sure there's at least a few people in here Still funny how the New Year's live stream actually ended up getting more viewers, so that's just a little bit funny, but interesting. So it's definitely unexpected. I expected more people to be away and not available to actually watch the stream on New Year's. So, yeah. So, I don't know if there's a way to sort of re-announce or publish the actual announcement of the live stream. What is it that I'm thinking of? Yeah, the most I've seen was 8 viewers at a time, actually. Yeah, I think I might have just messed up too many times. Yeah, I can't do that. Yeah. I really feel bad, though. But I think I did get your message, though. Someone's message. Got a couple notifications on Twitter. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I actually... This may seem weird, but I actually had your YouTube channel opened in a different tab. So, I kind of saw it. It said support for JetX video from old channel. Very cringe behind the scenes of... What is it cut off right there? Ninjago Christmas special. And I saw you did a live stream on New Year's Eve, I believe. I believe so, or announcement for like 2018 or something. Let me see. I'm pretty sure you did a few days ago. End of the stream, the future of my channel. Yes, that's what it was. Yes. So yeah, I do remember seeing that a few days ago. And okay, there it is. How did it open? Was it through clicking on the channel or Twitter? That's very weird. Yeah, sadly, I don't think there's a way for me to actually send you messages. That's weird. That's the only thing I hate is that I can't send messages like that through direct chat. But thankfully, I have you added on Steam, so I just gotta open my friends list on Steam. Where is it? Way the heck over here. Yeah, I'm gonna probably send it through Steam. But yeah, I think a couple of years ago there was a couple of people that actually made Twitter and Facebook give people alerts when you stream. I can set it up to do that, but no, usually not. I usually just post an announcement of some sort on Twitter and Facebook, you know, letting people know, since I usually do post things in the chat or on the Facebook group, just letting people know I'm going to be streaming later that day. Reload. Oh no, it's not shown. Okay. I'm going to probably sort of copy and paste my own tweet and post it on Facebook. What is it? Copy. Ah, man. Why does it not let me copy and paste that? Interesting. Gotta go on Facebook and... Could have swore I did post something about that, though, on Twitter. With the new link. Okay. There it is, copy. It wouldn't let me highlight the text. That's so strange. That is very strange. It's showing the thumbnail from the last live stream I did. That is kind of funny. Yeah, that'd be cool. Most definitely. Okay. Yeah, I really want to get a few people in here, because I do strongly need feedback on a couple things. Mainly having to do with some things I want to incorporate into the JetixRestored website. Just because of the fact I have two of you guys, which one of you is a really close friend, I'm probably going to go ahead and just show you guys and ask for your guys' feedback. So, yeah, it's going to seem a little bit crazy, but gotta do it though. Okay, so I'm going to have to rearrange some windows. Oh God. Windows 10, stop being stupid. Okay, this is just weird. I have so many different windows open. Okay, and I'm going to open Discord and put it over here in the corner. Okay, and there's the chat box, so that's good. And now I'm going to go ahead and enable... No, it's not window capture. Display capture 2. Yep, monitor 2. There it is. So now I'm going to go ahead and start showing the actual website. So one of the things I asked about in the last live stream was I went ahead and asked you guys if you would be okay with me launching something like a Patreon account. And it's one of those things I really, really want to do. And Patreon's one of those things I feel like that can make a really ginormous difference on just allowing me to make videos full-time and be able to actually work on the projects I want to work on. Like, one, keeping the website up to date and being able to actually not only keep it up to date, but just constantly post stuff on there. Because, you know, there's going to be a products category on the site. And the whole purpose of that is to have a place where you could get, like, anything Jetix related. So there will be, like, one place for all Jetix related products instead of having to go through, like, 20 different sites and search on Google and stuff. So I'd actually be able to have more time to focus on that stuff and projects. This I could have swore got updated. Yeah, I was just looking for a video to use as an example right there. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. So there's that. I just got a notification. What is it, Twitter? Probably not. Probably not. Probably something small. Are you guys even still there, though? Because, like, nobody's talking. At least from what I'm seeing. I'm worried the stream might be having problems again. Okay, cool. And I think Legos is still in here, or Lego Show TV, that is. So here is, for example, the Patreon page right here. It's not published, of course. There's a lot of different things I want to offer on it, you know, as far as like rewards and milestones go. I'm going to have to shorten this list and shorten the actual amount. So I'm going to have to adjust these quite a bit before I launch it. Just not many people in here. Okay. So anyways, one of the things I want to do is incorporate it into the actual website. Now, I'm probably going to basically have the layout look very identical to the actual Patreon page. But what I want to do is have it sort of like this, where, you know, there's the goal section, and then like right here, there's like the different rewards and, you know, donation tiers on there on the right side, and then the actual description of the campaign in the center. But the big difference is what I want to do is when I copy a lot of this information over to the actual website, What I want to do is to make it different by actually including a video below this right here. So that way you'll actually see the different, goals or milestones right here. And you'll be able to just scroll through them like this. You could just go left and right and just go through them, and see a description of what it will ultimately achieve. Now, I don't think that will be quite enough, so I feel like to make it more captivating and to just let people know what that money's going towards, a great option would be to do something like post it, embed it in the website and then include a video below it where I actually describe what the money's going towards and letting you know what it's going to achieve by hitting that milestone. So I think that would be really good and captivating. And plus, again, if I'm going to show people how serious I am about this campaign, then one of the ways I could show how serious I am is by posting, well, it's going to take a lot, but I'm going to have to record at least a dozen different videos, videos describing what each and every one of these goals/milestones will achieve, while also describing, for example, right here, what kind of rewards you'll get for different donation tiers. And I think that would be really good because, it's a good way to just let people know what that money is actually going towards. So that's really what I want to do on the website to, because for some people it could help make it more justifiable and let them, feel more satisfied knowing what that money is actually going towards. The only problem I'm running into right now is that with all the different plugins and things I can embed on the actual website, there is not quite... I haven't quite found the right plugin for what I need. Because what I need is something sort of like this, where there's different little tabs or little sections, for different milestones, and have a video right here, but also have an actual description of the milestone. But the problem is it doesn't look that good. The text looks very boring, and the background looks very boring. I like the way this one looks right here, and it actually has arrows right here as opposed to this right here. So I like the way this one looks, but the problem is it doesn't allow for me to drag in and drop things such as text for a description. So I can't put that on there, but I don't want to have to create a second slider for there to be one for the description of the milestones or the donation tiers, and then a different slider for the actual videos describing to you the milestones. Hey, what's up? Thanks for joining in the stream. I greatly appreciate it. Right now I'm just asking those of you that are watching for feedback on something I'm wanting to put in the website, because in the last stream, a lot of you guys seemed really okay with me launching a Patreon. And before I do that, there's a lot of things I do need to work on before I launch it for sure, and I'm going to have to readjust a lot of details about it. I'm going to have to lower a lot of these numbers and change up the text a little bit and look through here and make sure they're all things I can still offer. But I'm going to try to basically incorporate this into my site, but in a more unique way by having short little videos below all the milestones and donation tiers, so then that way people will know what their money is actually going towards. And I think that'd be really great, because if I'm serious about actually being able to make videos full time and making a lot of this stuff actually happen, the least I should do is actually make videos describing and giving you guys a clear indication of what the money's going towards. And it's been proven that, videos are just generally more successful. And if I can't even make a bunch of short videos like that, then I'm probably not capable of making videos full-time. So I think that'd be a really good idea, but I'm just going to have to really spend a lot of time probably going through all the different plugins there are, because there's a whole bunch of them in the App Store, and a lot of them have downsides. This one has the content that I need, I could put a title right here if I want, I could put a description right here, I could put a little image right here if I want, and I could have different videos for different milestones, but it just doesn't look that good. Look at that grayed out text. Look at the crappy background. The text doesn't even look that big or bold or anything, and when I try to change the color or make it bold, it just does not work. Right here, it's not making it bold. Ooh, I'm gonna make it green. But usually it changes back to gray, so it is very, very frustrating trying to get this thing to cooperate. So This one has the functionality of what I need, but it doesn't look as good as this. I like the way this one has bigger text and it's bold and it's red. And also the fact that it actually has buttons and they're configurable, so I can make the buttons look how I want. And it's pretty nice. But the only problem with this one is this one does cost money. So if I want to have more than, what is it, like 3 sliders, which I'm definitely going to need for the milestones. The problem with that is that I'm probably either going to have to go for this option or this option. So it's going to be anywhere from like $4 to $10 a month just to use a plugin on a site. So even though they could just charge you a one-time fee, for some odd reason, it charges you monthly. And that is very frustrating. It is very agitating that it is that expensive just to incorporate something like that into the site. So, yeah, it's going to cost some money if I do it this way, but it's going to at least look a lot better. It's going to be a lot more enticing, and I think it'll look better this way. Oh yeah, what I was going to show the fact that you could actually change the buttons. You know, the little arrows right here, which I really like. So, next. So you could change like how it goes from one video to the next. You have to pay for some of these other options right here, so it's more expensive that way. Slideshow, there's a bunch of different options right here. A lot of these functionalities you got to pay for. So there's the video options. So I'm just going to go ahead and click next. There's the caption, slideshow button. So, yeah, I could choose this. I could choose this arrow, this. So this doesn't really look bad. I like it a lot, but yeah, it's just, like I said, it's lacking having a description, and I don't want to have people to scroll up and down a big long page with all the different milestones / goals tiers and all the different reward words you can get for different donation tiers. So it's a little bit frustrating. And I'm gonna go ahead and restore chat because I don't know if there's just no one chatting or if the chat's like sort of broken. So I have no clue what's going on right there. I guess no one's chatting. That's very strange. That actually does remind me, though. So that's cool. Yeah. Looks like there's only a couple of people in here, so no one is talking. But at least for those of you that do end up watching this live stream, once it becomes, you know, a video, please let me know what you guys think, because I really want things to turn out the best way possible, because I want to be able to get back into making videos full-time, but it's because you're a moderator. I'm going to have made you a moderator, so. But, yeah, it's tough. I think it would be a good idea to incorporate it into here, and plus that way I could have more control and have more ways to hopefully deliver a better experience when people are trying to figure out, you know, what the Patreon campaign is all about. So I think it'll definitely be a good idea, but like I said, it's gonna be a pain in the butt. There's like, what, like at least like 200 different apps. Yeah, 285 more. I don't want to, but I'll probably have to spend a lot of time going through all of the different plugins that could possibly work and trying them all out. So then I can figure out exactly which one I'm going to have to use. So, because, again, I want to deliver the best experience possible, and I think it would be just so much easier this way. Versus, you know, having videos and descriptions and the actual names and numbers for the different milestones / goals, and having like a big long list of them, you know, and you having to scroll down so much. Like, I really don't want to do that. I really don't. So, I mean, yeah, I want it to be more straightforward and easier take in this. I'm probably not going to use this one. The only cool thing about this one is that this one allows you to control the buttons and how they look for the videos that you're posting. Hold on. What? What was that? What just happened? What? What is going on here? Hold on, did someone swear or curse or something like that? Interesting. But yeah. Again, I think this one ultimately looks much nicer. But it's probably going to be a little bit frustrating. So I'm thinking if I don't find the right plugin that's going to allow me to have a description of the milestones and have a video above it and have a way with arrows where I could just, just go left and right and look at the different ones and see descriptions and videos, then it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. So I might have to sort of just keep it similar to how the Patreon campaign is for this right here. See, there's all the different donation tiers and rewards that you can get. I might have to make it to where you have to scroll down, but I might have a section towards the very top or bottom that is going to have a bunch of different videos you can, scroll through. It's going to have small text like this to let you know which milestone or donation tier it is. So I think it would definitely make a big difference. So okay, I see. I don't know if he was talking to you or someone else, but that's not fun when there's that going on. So yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just message the company that makes this plugin, because it is going to cost money monthly if I want to actually use it, and probably contact customer support and ask them if they'd be willing to have their programmers go ahead and somehow just slightly adjust it, so then that way I could have the functionality of being able to add a description below this text, because I think that'd be perfect. I think that would be great. Or put it below the video, so that way the video doesn't move up and down depending on how long the description is or how short it is. So I definitely think that would be great. So yeah, I think it's only fair that I make all these different short little videos. So definitely want to do that. And let me look around. I took some notes. I don't know. It's hard to tell. And one thing I'm thinking about, and I don't think it would be a bad thing, is maybe creating a different goal. Or just adding this to one of the goals, I mean. The benefit of having a small portion of that money go towards things like, having videos, having subtitles added. But that's one of those things that can end up being just really expensive, because hiring people to add subtitles to videos can cost a lot of money. It could be anywhere from $1 to, anywhere from 50 cents to $2 for every 1 minute of footage. I don't even think $2. $2 is usually the cheaper price, actually. So it could be anywhere from 50 cents to $10. So it can end up being pretty expensive, especially if your video is more than 5 minutes long. It's good God, that's, it may not seem very many minutes, but when you're having to pay at least a few bucks for every minute of footage, it's very expensive to hire someone to add professional subtitles to the videos. Because, I think that would be something worth it, but it could also end up costing an inconsistent amount of money, because it ends up depending on how many videos I make that month. So if I upload 5 videos as opposed to 3 videos, then it's going to cost nearly double the amount to hire someone to create subtitles for all those videos. because I think it would be nice to add that, especially since YouTube has a built-in, translator. So once you have actual accurate subtitles being created for the videos, you could have it translated into any other language accurately, which is nice. So that way, regardless of what language you speak, you could actually watch the videos with no problem. So I think that's something that'd be great, but I don't know whether or not I would want to add that as like, what is it, like a goal / milestone, or if I want to add it as like a donation tier, maybe add in a donation tier where someone could pay extra money, and that money will go directly towards hiring someone to create subtitles for my videos. So that's one of those things that's a little bit iffy. I still think it would be nice. But yeah, I'm surprised how dead the chat is tonight. That's very, very strange. So I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, that is very weird. So I'm gonna go ahead and check on something really quick. So let me see. No, I want to click on the video itself. Oops, I forgot I'm like basically screen sharing this. So, oh god, I was about to start hearing my own voice. That always makes things so much more awkward. Why is the chat section not loading up? That's the only thing I hate about YouTube nowadays, is sometimes you have times when, for some dumb reason, it's not wanting to load up the actual chat. Huh. That is very weird. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, still nothing going on in the chat room right now. But, yeah. It's probably going to be a very boring stream. I'll definitely give you guys that. But for those of you that do end up actually watching this stream once it's been uploaded, I greatly appreciate any feedback whatsoever. Because I definitely want something like the Patreon to succeed, because that's what is ultimately going to allow me to make videos like I want to, because working a full-time job while making videos is like an absolute mission impossible most of the time. So it's pretty stressful. It's just very time consuming. But of course, if I did get more money, I would be able to buy equipment that would make posting videos a lot faster and more efficiently. So yeah, there's a lot of different options right here. But yeah, I mean, I could keep it simple and just, like I said, just have them lined up like this with title, text for the description and the video. But then again, they would have to scroll down quite a lot. So I think that'd be... because you want to do whatever you can to entice anybody that's on your site as much as possible within a short period of time. Because people... it's hard to hold their attention span, so it's... so you got to do whatever you can to grab their attention as much as possible while they're on your site. So, yeah. I totally forgot what this is. That I don't remember. And I could have swore it said it wasn't available for a while. And I would just love it if I could find something this simple where it has like little arrows right here. Like, I do like the way this is laid out, I'm not going to lie. But I would also like it if the reward / donation tiers were also like that, where you could just scroll through them in a list like that. I'm trying to think of what to talk about, because I could have swore there was a couple of other things I was wanting to talk about as well. That guy literally passed out like right after I sent him the link. Or maybe it was as he was... online towards the very end or something. One thing that's also going to be a little bit hard is to undo this, because I don't think I like this layout, because I do got a different version of the site. Let's search it up right now. See, I like the way it looks right here, but ever since I installed this right here, which gives me more functionality and customization when I edit the site, the problem is that it's changed the appearance, in my opinion, a bit too much. Okay, build. So, I personally like the way it looks already. I like the fact that it has this right here filling up the screen, and there's a little drop down arrow. And then, after I installed that again, it looks different. Yeah, YouTube does do that. Yeah. Yep. And I prefer the red text right here as opposed to the white text right here. And plus, this is all towards the right side instead of the left side. So, I'm tempted to Oh, thanks, man. I'm tempted to unplug this because I paid for this right here. And this allowed me to have more control over how I make my site appear. But the problem is I think it changed it way too much, because I think I like the way it looks right now, where it's, you know, all these right here are more centered. It has red text, and it's a little bit more bold text. And when you first get on the actual homepage, this is like sort of full screen, and you could just click this, and then boom, it takes you down here. So I like the way it looks on that a lot more. And on here, it's a little bit of a sort of partially transparent. I know what's the word. Yeah, I like the original more too, yeah. Like, yeah, having that logo in the corner is a little bit strange. I could take that off. But again, this, I don't mind blue, but I don't know, I prefer the way this looks right here a lot more, especially since it's centered, as opposed to this, where all of this is on the right side. Usually it's on the left or center, not on the right, so it's really, really strange. So, yeah, I'm thinking about just undoing the appearance and changing it back to how the website looked beforehand. And I don't even remember what the heck this is right here. Like, what is this? What is this little thing right here? Like, what is it? Like, what is it? And let's see what the website looks. See, I like the fact that it's red, and whenever you visit that site, after you come back, it'll gray out whatever it is that you've already visited. Totally forgot there was chat section down here. Oh, dang, that's a long list. I'm going to have to actually check that out later. Holy moly! There is a bunch of chat in here I did not even know was here. That is so strange. I did not know it was there. I feel so bad. But it's a different comment system than the forum's using, so it kind of makes sense why I didn't get notifications about it. I'm probably going to have to go on my actual website and have to see if there's a way to enable notifications for when people use the default comment system versus the, the forum format that I'm actually using, which did cost money, of course, but I believe I paid for, like, what is it, like a 2-year plan? But since you're just joining on the stream, which hopefully you're still there, I, in the last stream, asked people what they thought about the whole idea of me starting something like a Patreon account. And sorry, Dallas, I'm going to be repeating myself right here. But a lot of people were fine with the idea of me starting a Patreon page, and I want to basically embed this sort of in my site, on my website. So, for my site, I'm going to actually have to go back. Pages. I'm hoping he's still in the chat. Let me know if you are still in the chat, so then I'll know whether or not to go ahead and explain all this again. Yeah, you're probably used to that. You're definitely used to that. I just want to know if he's still in the chat. Might have went to go do something real quick. So, if so, hopefully he'll let me know when he gets back. Yeah, in a live stream, you gotta repeat yourself. But that's also why I was hoping early in the stream I was going to have a lot more people in the chat, because on New Year's I had a lot of people in the chat. But I'm also wondering, would I somehow be able to gain more people's attention if I streamed on not the JetixRestored channel, but the World of JetixRestored channel? But yeah, Myrick, let me know when you get back. I'm gonna have to re-enable that later on. But yeah, okay, good to know that he's on the same page though when it comes to how my website looks and is laid out. The only problem though, which I think I can go in the settings actually and change that. Let me go into the settings. Apps. I think I could disconnect them. Ooh, dang, I didn't realize there was something wet that got on my monitor at some point. Okay, so I gotta figure it out. I'm just hoping that if I remove the app that it's not going to somehow make me have to pay for it again if I ever do want to use it. So that's the only thing I'm a bit worried about. That's what I'm worried about. Hold on. Post per page. Why would there need to be a limit? That's weird. Facebook. It's not a bad thing. Groups. I'll definitely have to create a group at some point as a part of the Patreon. I'm gonna have to actually move this to another monitor. Actually, no, you'd be able to see that too. I just gotta check on something really quick. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like edit that out of the stream at some point. Yeah, it's one of those things I'm gonna have to cut out. Just now noticed that. So probably 45 minutes into the stream, somewhere around there. I'm gonna have to remember that. That Steam though? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Okay. I don't know if I want to risk it or not, though. Contact format. Trying to figure out. Is there a way I could basically get rid of it in my site without, like, sort of as a way to just disable it from being used? Installed app. No, it's just going to do that again. Okay. Because I don't want to pay for that crap and have to worry about accidentally getting rid of it. Steam name? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to do it this way. I really don't like that. Remove app. Yeah, I'm going to have to remove it. Let me reload the editor. It's going to have to go back to the old system. Oh, let me see. Is it not going to change things back to the way they were before? Oh, come on. Is there a way to change it back? Let me think. Edit site. I'm very quiet. Let me see what the volume is. It's probably because I'm facing towards my second monitor and not necessarily close enough to the microphone. Apologize for that. I went ahead and moved a little bit closer to the microphone. Let me see. Is there a way to undo the changes that it did do, though? I need to find a way to do that. I gotta add an app. That is very strange. I already got that. I already got this. Oh, man. Yeah, that kind of does suck. No, I am not paying for that freaking crap again. Are you kidding me? That's what I'm afraid of. And that shit's like, what, $45? I'll have to find a way to contact... Well, no, hold on. Okay. It is right there. That is weird. Let me see my apps. Okay, so it is technically disabled? Oh, God. Order to work on your site. Cancel. Oh, man, I might have to, like, search up a different website to figure this crap out. Ooh, come on, just freaking work. I'm gonna try to look it up. Oh, hey, what's up, man? Right now, I'm just trying to figure out how to necessarily change my site. What is that? Okay. I don't think I'll have to worry about that, but I'll definitely try not to. Ah, oh, man, I'm not the only person that's been looking for a feature like that. Interesting. yeah, right now I'm just looking at my site and trying to figure out how to undo things because I asked someone for some feedback earlier, and this is the way the website looks right now in the current format. But I installed something in the web designer. Yeah, there's a lot of tabs. I usually have a lot more than that. But after installing this, I ended up changing the layout quite a bit. And I prefer the way it looked before. So part of myself is trying to see if there is a way to undo the changes I made. Unpublished website. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out how to undo the changes that I have made recently to the layout. So yeah, trying to figure that out. Blog. It's not too bad. Ooh dear. There's a lot of different apps in here. But yeah, pages. What is it? Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, not everybody's really good into it, so it's understandable. Yeah, I just don't know if there is a way to do it. Yeah, it's really, really strange. I'm trying to think right now. Let me go back and see if there's a way to edit the site in a certain way. Stats. Copy site? No. I think the copy of the site I got is good. Let me see. I think this is with the way it was before. I'll do it later. Oh wow, I think it's even worse. Oh man. Pages. That is so strange. Yeah. Web design is one of those things that's usually not fun. Okay, so let's see if there's another version of the site. So there's that. Well, dang. Hold on. It's that one that I'm looking at, but this one might be a newer copy of it. No, it's not Squarespace. It's Weebly. Weebly's pretty good. It's easy to use. Okay, so there's this. This looks right. Did it even have a store section? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe there's a way I could just change the site to look the way it used to. I'll have to tinker around with that later. But what I do need your thoughts on, and I apologize for those of you that are going to be watching this stream once it's uploaded, since I'll be repeating myself a couple of different times. But I did a stream a few days ago, and a lot of people were okay with the idea of me launching a Patreon page. And I really want to, because it's like probably about the only way I'm going to be able to actually be able to try to make videos full time. Because making videos, at least the kind that I make, they are extremely time consuming. They are very, very time consuming. And so with that in mind, it is extremely hard to nearly impossible for me to actually be able to work a full-time job while making videos, especially with how time consuming they are. And there is some hardware I would love to invest in that would allow me to HD remaster videos a lot faster and possibly publish, my regular videos faster. But that would require me to have more time off, so then I'll have more time to actually be able to record and edit these videos. So that's one. And getting better hardware, even though it helped me render videos faster, it would still take me time to actually make the videos. And plus, most people know that if you work a full-time job you don't enjoy, it's going to be stressful, and it's going to make you, by the time you get off work, you're not going to be happy or enthusiastic enough to make videos. So I would love to just be able to just focus on this full-time. But it's only going to be possible if I end up launching a Patreon campaign. And I think it would definitely be a good idea because, as you could tell, even though this isn't even launched, there is a lot of different donation tiers and different rewards I would be able to offer to members of the community. And also the other thing is, not just for donations, but if we hit certain milestones, which I'm going to have to change these numbers because I do got a little bit of money coming in, but it's just not enough money to live off of, so I'll still need to create a Patreon. But I'll have to change or get rid of this one and change it to, for a couple $100 a month, I'd be able to, make videos full time. But there's a lot of really cool milestones / goals, and I think the fans would absolutely be happy with what I'd be able to do. Like one of the things, that would be nice is to be able to like hire people occasionally to create animation for the actual JetixRestored logo, so there can, be new animations in the corner, or I could create like fan-made commercials and stuff like that, and have really nice looking graphics and everything, so then that way it'll bring my videos more to life and just, make them overall much better while keeping them Jetix themed. And so there's that. And I'm going to look at this. I haven't read these in a while. This would allow me to put money towards occasionally having... Oh, you're fine, man. You're definitely fine. But, if we could just get enough people in the community to come together, then that would really make a very big difference. This would allow me to put money in. Again, I'll have to change these numbers. To put money towards creating... YouTube ads, basically. Like, have a particular video that I'm going to produce that, is a sort of introduction to what the JetixRestored community is all about. And to, occasionally, a couple times throughout the month, have short ad campaigns where it'll be placed on videos as an ad. So in that way we could just, get the word out there much more. And we'll be able to, I'll be able to put those videos... or that ad on videos that are very specific and have to do with things relating to Jetix. So thankfully, since Jetix is such a niche thing and it's not super broad, I'd be able to actually target very specific videos for it. So there's that. I'm trying to remember what this is. This would allow me to put more, or to save up money to buy more equipment so I could edit videos, make my videos look better, and also have better equipment to work with. I'll be able to render videos faster. And I'll have to change. Some of them I'll have to just get rid of. Oh, yeah. This is something I think would be really cool. So once I'm able to, keep making videos, improve quality, able to get, grow this community over time, I think one of the things that fans would absolutely be happy is being able to save up money to actually start buying back pieces of the Jetix community. So, or not community, but Jetix itself, as a property. So, for example, with this, I'd be able to save up money to actually buy the rights for Jetix.com and Jetix.tv. So then that way we can actually get the Jetix site, we could actually have ownership over it. And so then we could actually do that. Cartoon focused websites so the community could grow. That probably wouldn't be a bad idea. I want to definitely... possibly, start posting on different forums on different sites that I'm pretty sure would be very relevant. And might even do some giveaways on there. And, I think it'd be really cool to be able to actually buy the Jetix.com, Jetix.tv website so we could have ownership over it again. And so then that way, it'll be easier to get the word out of the JetixRestored community and what's going on and what we're all about, by actually being able to own these websites. Because believe it or not, even after all these years, Jetix.com and Jetix.tv still get a lot of traffic. They get a lot of traffic, even though it's not even the website that it once was. So, and also being able to just buy different, pieces of Jetix would be really, really great. Buying the rights to a couple of small series and small TV shows and different things, and just trying to find ways to buy pieces and pieces of Jetix back over time. and build our way up to actually buying the rights for the Jetix brand name, the logo, and everything. So this way we could just keep on occasionally buying something back from the world of Jetix. And I think that'd be really, really great, you know, and maybe at some point be able to grow to the point we could create something like some sort of a Jetix app where you could actually like read comic books and different types of pretty much digital ebooks, you know, hopefully with like, you know, pictures like comic books and stuff like that relating to these TV shows, ways for you to actually be able to watch these TV shows and everything. There'll be like a broadcast, and just there's a lot of things I really want to do, and you know, buying pieces of Jetix over time would definitely be really great. So that way we could get started on the actual they own it. They own it right now. It'd be expensive to just, you know, of course, again, buy something as big as the actual Jetix brand name and everything, but we could still probably buy individual pieces of Jetix. And again, we could easily buy the domain name for jetix.com and jetix.tv, and hopefully we could like start, you know, buying enough pieces back to be able to again start working on an app, which I'll probably have to create a different milestone to pay some app developers to actually be able to do it, because it'll cost a lot of money. But so then that way I could create like some sort of a Jetix app that's going to have a lot of pieces of Jetix on there, and you know, so then we could start growing some sort of fan base on there, help get it out there much more, especially since the mobile market's taken over. And since there's a lot of the new and old generations that are getting into smartphones and stuff like that. So it'd be really cool to be able to have an app on the App Store with everything on there. So I think it'd be really cool. But, so yeah, there's that. And this is really cool. So, you know, not only would I want to be able to pay someone to create animation for the JetixRestored logo, but also be able to create, you know, like fan-made commercials, you know, in the style of Jetix. Because, for example, look at this. This, so to speak, is the world of Jetix. And I think and eventually, for example, one of the things I want to do is to be able to actually hire someone to create, like import all these different models and incorporate it into a video game. But I want it to be put into a very specific video game. Oh, hey, what's up, man? Have it put into a very specific video game and work with the developers of a game like Rocket League. Rocket League's a really fun game. If you haven't played it, you should definitely play it. It's a really fun game. And I would love to work with the developers enough to be able to have a level created based upon the world of Jetix. Because, like, for example, there are some Halo-inspired maps, or there's a Halo-inspired level on Rocket League, and it's really, really fun to play on. Because, like, you're in the very center of the city, and you see all these big, giant buildings. You see the Halo ring, and there's a lot of really cool stuff going on. And you see all these buildings in the background, and you just feel so small, and you just look up, and then you just see all these beautiful buildings and stuff. So I'd love to, like, somehow find a way to have the map sort of take place within, like, the park right here. So everything will have to be changed in terms of size to make it big enough to have this as basically the level that you play on for something like Rocket League. And whenever you're, you know, playing Rocket League, you could just, you know, look up in the distance and see the buildings within the world of Jetix. You know, of course, it'll have a better background and stuff like that. So that's one of those things I would love to be able to, like, actually do. But of course, again, that's one of those things that would cost a lot of money for sure. But, you know, that's ultimately why I want to try to grow this community as much as possible so we could actually make a lot more of this stuff happen, you know. And it would also just, it would be pretty cool and pretty fun to actually be able to play Rocket League and possibly other games by then with the community occasionally, you know. And we'll be able to play on our own, like, custom-made level and stuff like that. And I think it'd be really fun. You know, I definitely think it's one of those things that'd be really amazing if it was to happen. But, you know, of course, we're going to have to kind of start low before we could build our way up towards that. And so, yeah, I want to incorporate this Patreon campaign into my website. But I want to do it in a very interesting way. Yeah, that'll be cool once it's back. Hold on. Pages. Patreon. Okay, let's go to the build section. So I'm going to lay it out sort of like how the Patreon page is laid out. But what I want to do is make it interesting. So instead of having, hopefully, a big, giant, long list of all the different goals and stuff like that, this plugin right here looks really nice. It is what I have in mind, but it's lacking the functionality of having a description of that goal / milestone. But I'm going to try to find a way to incorporate a bunch of videos into the actual page. So you're going to have a description right here of what the campaign's about. You're going to have the different reward tiers right here, and you have the different goals / milestones right there. And I think it'd be cool if by the milestones and the different donation tiers, if there were actual videos describing to you to what you're going to be, what the money is going to be going towards and what you'll be getting in return. So I think that would definitely be really cool to actually have videos telling you what that money is going to be going towards and how that money is going to be used. So, and having like little arrows like this, so instead of scrolling up and down, being able to, click on the arrow and just watch the next video and go through them and figure out which one intrigues you the most and be able to watch a video about it, I think would make things very nice. So instead of having just a text description, which might be long, you could just, watch a video where hopefully I would be able to like demonstrate what all it'd be able to actually make happen, So what is that? What is your early morning, man? That's not bad. I mean, I kind of woke up a while ago, but it's my sleeping schedule's way off, but you're just waking up, I'm guessing? So yeah, this would be like for goals and milestones, and I would have like different videos right here for the different reward tiers. So yeah, that's definitely one of those things I want to incorporate into the site. I think it'd be really nice. And one of the rewards that I'd be able to offer to the patrons is allowing them access to private versions of videos, meaning the videos I post on YouTube, the videos on YouTube are going to include, of course, completely original and fan-made artwork and stuff like that. So when I talk about TV show, I'm going to be showing you artwork as opposed to actual footage of the show, because on YouTube nowadays, you got to be really careful because there's a very high rate of people having their videos getting taken down due to copyright strikes or having content ID claims placed on them and stuff like that, because YouTube's content ID system is just so freaking broken. So for me, as a way to reward the patrons and also to make things a little, just to make things really safe while also offering them more entertaining videos. So like, for example, on, JetixRestored, the actual channel page, the videos you're going to be seeing are going to be videos with completely original and fan-made stuff. So I don't got to worry about my videos just disappearing all of a sudden like most people would. But yeah, exclusive live streams. Yeah, that would definitely be something I would like to do, and like maybe invite them in Discord chat or chat on Twitch, or what is it? Oh God, screw that guy. Oh God, why are we bringing up his name? But oh man. Oh God. Why am I even thinking about that now? Oh boy. Okay, I'm thinking of the channel. Come on. Channel? No, that's not what I'm looking for. YouTube, buddy, you gotta be so clunky and slow. No, it's not that. I do got a lot of tabs open. Oh yeah, definitely before the end of this year. I mean, the new year just started, but definitely would be hitting over 1,000. Okay, let me just... Hey man, welcome to the chat though, Zachary. I don't know why the layout looks different. That's really strange. It's probably because of the web browser I'm using. But anyways, back to the main point. One of the things I would like to offer to the patrons is allowing them to get exclusive versions of videos. So like on, for example, on the channel, the videos you'll be seeing will include completely original artwork, graphics, backgrounds, and everything. So then that way I could completely avoid my videos getting taken down due to copyright strikes, because YouTube's content ID system is extremely broken. So for the patrons, they'll get access to private versions of videos that are going to include pretty much anything. So if I talk about Digimon, instead of just putting artwork up on the screen, in order to avoid copyright strikes, since it'll be posted on my video and it's not going to be in the YouTube copyright system or content ID system, I won't have to worry about copyright strikes. So in the versions of these videos that'll be posted on my site, they will actually include, video clips. So if I talk about Digimon, I'll be able to actually show you a clip from Digimon. If I'm talking about Beyblade, I'll actually be able to show you a clip from Beyblade. So the versions of the videos on my site are gonna have basically no limits. So I'm technically following the law because it's under fair use, but of course YouTube's system kind of keeps you from being able to have full control and freedom in the sense of how you make your videos. So by posting them on my site, not having them in the YouTube content ID system, I don't have to worry about that stuff. So yeah, I am. And I think it would be really cool, to reward my patrons by giving them exclusive access to private versions of my videos so I don't have to worry about companies seeing them, like Disney or any of them. And so then you could get rewarded by being able to watch my videos in a way that is more entertaining. So instead of seeing artwork and stuff like that, you'll be able to actually see the stuff I'm talking about. So I could show you pictures, logos, video clips, gameplay, just whatever it is I am talking about, I could actually show you in the video without having to worry about any sort of copyright strikes or anything like that. Because these videos will be private and only accessible by patrons. So I don't have to worry about companies getting access to these videos. And even if they do, they would have to actually send me a direct email telling me, oh, we don't like what you have to say in the video. We are demanding for you to take this video down. And technically, by law, I could just tell them straight up, this video falls under the fair use law, so I have the right to have this video. So, no, I am not taking it down. But on YouTube, you don't have that option necessarily. So it's frustrating because YouTube only sides with the companies, They let the companies do whatever the heck they want. If they want to put a copyright strike on your video and just take your video down because they don't like your opinion, such as Disney, then they could do that. So, I think this would be a good way to actually be able to reward my patrons, by giving, and not just giving them more entertaining videos, but it'll allow me to actually have full control, no limits on how I make my videos, full creative freedom on how I make them. So I think that would be great. And so then that way I could still use the fan art and stuff like that on the versions I post on YouTube, and have truly original stuff in there and only be able to post, fan artwork versus videos and stuff like that and actual pictures from TV shows. So that way I could still, avoid getting copyright strikes and stuff. So I think that is one of those things that would be a really good thing to offer to different patrons. And one of the donation tiers would allow you to get entered into a monthly giveaway. So then that way you could actually, possibly win something like, I don't know, like, Power Rangers DVD set, Digimon or Beyblade DVD set, action figures, artwork books, or just something, that any Jetix fan would absolutely love. Well, I mean, I might live stream again later this week, but it might be a while till I make a video. Because again, right now I am trying to focus on the Patreon campaign. I'll have to make videos before I make the Patreon campaign on the channel, of course, especially before I announce it. But I'm also going to want to create videos for the Patreon campaign itself. Because like I was explaining to the other guy earlier, I want to incorporate all this information on my actual website, but I want to make it more interesting because right here where it says goals, which I'm going to have to change those up quite a bit. Instead of just having the goals text right here, or title and the description being right here, I want there to be an actual video clip right there. So I'm going to actually create video clips for each and every single goal there is. So then that way I'll have a little video right there that you could watch that will give you a clear description of what the money is actually going to be going towards, what hitting that milestone will accomplish for the channel, what we'll be able to actually do with that money. So that way you'll know what that money is going towards, you know, because some people have a lot of big milestones, but they don't tell you what that money is actually going towards, you know. And so I think this would be completely fair for me to include a bunch of small videos describing to you what that money is going to be going towards and what it will accomplish to the channel. Hold on. Someone going to bed? Have a good day and a good night, bro. Hold on. Who is leaving? Greg, are you still there? Yeah, I would definitely like for them to shout out the JetixRestored YouTube channel, Channel Frederator. That would be awesome if they did that. But I think that might be the kind of thing I would need once I launch a Patreon page, you know, and they know I can make videos full-time and more regularly. I think that would definitely be a really good idea to do, is to reach out for them. Are you leaving Dylan's Daily Life? Are you going to bed or something? If you want, you can watch this video once it becomes published. Well, if you are leaving, man, hopefully you have a good night, man. Or morning, depending on where you are. Yeah, it would be really cool if they did give me a shout out, but, you know, if I'm going to have them give me a shout out, I want them to give me a shout out at a time that it's going to mean the most. And something like this Patreon campaign would definitely be good for that, you know, which, yeah, I'm probably going to have an Oh, you're going to bed. Okay. Well, get yourself some sleep, man. Hopefully you have a good night. But, like, yeah, like I was saying, you know, I think it would be only fair if I did make a bunch of videos describing to you what hitting these milestones will achieve, and also describing to you what you're going to get in return for, you know, those different donation tiers. Oh, dear God. Definitely get some sleep, man. Especially if you're going to school. Yeah, you got to get some sleep. Well, hopefully I'll see you in the next stream, man. I'm not sure when it's going to be, but it's probably going to be later this week. But, like, yeah, there's going to be an exclusive access to Discord chat or possibly TeamSpeak. I like Discord a little bit more. Oh, cool. Yeah, you'll definitely be able to watch it after school tomorrow. But yeah, I think it'd be a really cool idea to have videos describing to you what that money's going towards, what you get in return for your donations. Thanks, man. Hopefully you have a good night too, man. Yeah, exclusive private videos, sneak peeks, exclusive versions of videos, which I think will be really cool. But yeah, I think it would make a big difference if people were able to actually, like, watch some videos below these, giving them a clear description of what they're getting in return, and, of course, you know, what hitting these milestones will achieve. So, I'm trying to remember what all is included. But yeah, I want to go with TeamSpeak, but I haven't used TeamSpeak in a long time. It might include better features, you know, and of course it's not free like, you know, Discord, which is, you know, why I would probably want to lean towards that since it's more reliable than Discord. But I think there's a couple of features it's lacking, but maybe I should reinstall it and see if it's improved since then. Oh yeah, I think that'd be really cool to offer a section of my website where I'm giving credit to all the patrons on my website. I think that'd be really cool, you know, and put their names in the credits of my videos. Twitch, yeah. Oh yeah, Twitch or Periscope livestream. I think doing a Periscope livestream would be cool occasionally, because I could just, you know, since it's on a mobile phone, I could just do it absolutely anywhere. So if I'm happen to be somewhere else, I'd be able to do that. Early uploads on Patreon, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea, you know, because again, like, if it's a project, I'll give you guys like sneak peeks, you know, if there's a video that, you know, I'm almost finished with, like, for example, the videos I'm HD remastering, those are a little bit more iffy, but what I could do is, like, put them in an unlisted video on YouTube, even though I don't like putting them on YouTube. I don't want to possibly get a legitimate copyright strike on my website. That's more risky, because when it's videos I'm HDR mastering, that is not under the fair use law. So legally they could have that video taken down. But of course, my regular videos on the JetixRestored YouTube channel do follow the fair use law, so I'd be able to put those videos exclusively on my website. But for something like the HD remastered stuff on the World of JetixRestored YouTube channel, I'd probably be able to post those as unlisted videos, before they get taken down, so that way I could give you guys a quick sneak peek of the video before I upload it. And for my regular videos, yeah, I could upload those early on the site for those of you that are patrons, because think about it. I'm going to have to basically publish 2 versions of the same video. I'm going to have the version of the video that's going to be on YouTube that's not going to include any video clips or logos, pictures that involves something, copyrighted or owned by a company, none of that stuff. So then that way my channel won't disappear and get taken down, because once you get 3 strikes, your whole channel's gone. So I'm going to have a version of my video that doesn't involve that stuff and includes original stuff, fan art, that kind of stuff. That's going to be on YouTube. But there's going to be the version on my website, accessible by patrons, that is going to be more entertaining, because when I talk about Digimon or Beyblade or Power Rangers, I'll actually be able to include video clips. I'll actually be able to include everything with no limitations, because it's under the fair use law. But of course, again, I can't post it on YouTube, because YouTube will let the companies take down your videos easily, because YouTube, they don't want to possibly they get scared easily by these big corporations, and those corporations are the same companies putting ads on their site that are making the money. So of course they're going to do what they say, even though it's kind of illegal what they're doing. But yeah, it would make sense. I'm going to have to post 2 versions of the same video. So it's better if I actually post the more entertaining version with the video clips and everything on the site for my patrons first, and since you guys would be, making monthly donations, it would only be fair that you get to see the video first before everybody. So yeah, that's definitely a good idea, and it only makes sense, since I'll have to upload the 2 versions of the videos. Even if they're unlisted, a video could still get a copyright strike and still be taken down. Because keep in mind, even if the video is not searchable on YouTube, the search engine, or Google, the search engine, all of these videos are basically being sort of scanned and being put into the through a system where it's gonna observe your video and try to see if any piece of your video or the audio in your video matches up with anything that's owned by a company. Again, putting a logo, a picture, a video clip, music, absolutely anything that was created by a company and something that you don't own the rights to. YouTube scans your videos, and even after a year or 2 of your video being on YouTube, you could just out of nowhere get a strike on your video and just boom, taken down. But the scary part is if you have multiple videos that involve video clips from the same company, such as if you have 3 videos having to do with Beyblade, if they all involve video clips from Beyblade or whatever it is from the same company, if they all get strikes on them, 3 strikes is all it takes for your whole channel to be gone permanently. Your whole channel will be gone. And YouTube is the hardest company to get a hold of, so you are not going to be able to email them, customer support to be able to get your channel back. You are lucky if you get any response or direct message or email from YouTube. So unless you're a big YouTuber with 100,000 or millions of subscribers, you are not going to be able to get a hold of them. So once your channel's gone, it is gone for good. So they are extremely strict. And for the past 5 years, every now and then they'll make changes to their content ID system. And when that happens, sometimes it'll, even though your video was uploaded a long time ago, it'll rescan your video with the new algorithm or the new system. And there's a lot of big YouTubers nowadays that are having a very high percentage of their videos getting taken down. So it's really scary because, again, if you have 3 videos having to do with the same thing, and if they all have video clips, even though you're following the fair use law, the companies can still have copyright strikes placed on those. And once you get 3 of them, your whole channel is gone. That's all it takes. That is all it takes. 3 strikes, your whole channel is permanently gone. So again, for me, it would be very cool and very safe to have exclusive versions of these videos that do involve video clips and pictures and soundtracks, anything I want to put in there, since it's technically under fair use anyways, because it would be uploaded on my own site, I would be in control. Yeah, that's probably true. That's what I mean. You're more tolerant if you're a big YouTuber, but when you're small, you're a very easy target. And so that's really, really scary. So yeah, I want to grow this community over time, but it's still better to be safe. You know what I mean? And I think it's only fair to reward my patrons by giving them exclusive access to these versions of the videos. So then that way, for me, it's cool because for me, I'll have full creative freedom on how I want to make my videos. You know, so I can make them more entertaining, make them look cooler, and have cool background music, you know, that I want to put in there. I will have full control over how I want to make those videos. Because even though it's under the fair use law, YouTube does not care. Because they're only going to care what the companies want. And if the company, like Disney, does not like your opinion in the video, and if you, hopefully the stream's back up really quick. Let me see. Okay. That was weird. That was weird. But, oh, okay, I was just making sure it wasn't an infinite loop. But, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that definitely is a good way to reward them, you know? So in that way they could watch more entertaining versions of my videos. And so then that way I could still just use fan artwork and post those versions of the videos on YouTube and not have to worry about copyright strikes. Because look at the JetixRestored logo. It is completely original. It's not just, you know, the Jetix logo downloaded from, you know, Google Images or something. The artwork I put in the outro, I got full permission from the artist to put that artwork in there. And I took pictures of the actual messages from them, of them giving me permission. So then that way they can't just lie, being like, I never gave that guy permission. It's like, are you sure? Because I got a picture right here of proof that you did. So I've been extremely careful to be not only careful, but to make sure to be safe. So then that way I can make sure this YouTube channel does not just get taken down. Because again, if we're serious about getting back Jetix, and if we're going to buy the rights back from Disney as a company and buy, like, for example, the Jetix.com and Jetix.tv website and stuff like that, we do not want to become an easy target for Disney to get taken down. Because if I even include a TV show, like a little video clip or a picture or a soundtrack or anything that they have ownership over, they could have a strike placed on that video. And if you get 3 strikes, your whole channel will be gone. So again, I don't want to give Disney any sort of opportunity to do that. So I make my videos in the most safest way possible right now. You know, the soundtrack and the outro is completely original. I paid someone to create that. 2, all the artwork at the very end of the video, I got full permission from the artists to use that fan-made artwork. Also, the image in the background, well, let's just say someone I'm wanting to do a collaboration with at some point, they created that image that I'm using in the background. And the logo, that's completely original. It's not, you know, just the original Jetix logo downloaded from Google Images, so. Yes, you could, like, yeah, that's the thing about a copyright strike, is that if you're talking about a song is a lot more risky. When it comes to a song, technically, even when you buy the rights or get permission from one person that made that song, even if you get one person's permission to post it in a video, it's still very risky. Because, especially if you're talking about like real music from an actual music group, You can't just ask the music group to get permission. It doesn't work that way. Every single person that was involved in the creation of that song has the legal right to put a copyright strike on your video. If your video falls under fair use, technically they're not supposed to, but YouTube always sides on these companies. But every person that was in any form of participation in the creation of that song is a copyright holder. Every person, the guitarist, the singer, the person the drummer, the person that even edited all of that together to make it sound good, the guy that worked on all the audio mixers to fine tune it to sound the way it does. Every person involved in the creation of that song is a copyright holder by definition. Not just the group, not just the music group. So, like, for example, if you want to get permission from Metallica to use one of their soundtracks, you can't just message them on Twitter and ask them for permission that way. You can't. And there's also the publishing company. So, again, every person involved in the creation of that is a copyright holder by definition. So in order to get true permission to post that in a video, you have to message every single person that was involved in the creation of that song. Every person. The company that published it, the person that edited it, if anyone added sound effects or fine-tuned it, you have to get their permission too. All the members of the band, everybody, literally everybody that was in participation in the creation of that soundtrack. Same thing goes, movies. For movies, it can be true too, but usually movies, it's under one company, so it's less risky for movies. But for soundtracks, oh no, you got to be very careful about that. So you'd have to get permission from a lot of people. So it's kind of scary when you do that kind of stuff. But that's why for me, if I was to incorporate someone's soundtrack into my video, on YouTube, which of course if I did on my own website, I wouldn't have to worry about that because it's under the fair use law technically, and it's not being put into a content ID system where the video will automatically be taken down, or the company could happen to run across the video and take it down. They wouldn't be able to do that on my website. But if it was on YouTube, it's good to look for small indie music artists. Don't go for a big company, a big music artist like Metallica, because they're going to have a big studio of a lot of people that help them make the music. So that's a lot more hard because you'd have to contact everybody that helped make that song. But if you go on SoundCloud or Newgrounds or, a lot of these websites where there's small artists that are making music, if you get their permission, well, most of the time those songs are only being made and edited and worked on by one person or maybe two people, sometimes at most 3 people. But that's a lot less than, 20 people, for a song like Metallica. So if I go on, SoundCloud, and if this one person was the only person that made that song and they edited it and everything, because, they're small, they're a small-time artist. They don't have a big, giant studio, and they don't have a crap ton of money like Metallica does. They're very small, so they're doing absolutely everything by themselves usually. So if I get permission from them, then yeah, I could use it in my video without having to worry about a copyright strike, because I got permission directly from the only person that made that song. But if it's something big like Metallica or Shinedown or anything like that, oh no, you got to get permission from everybody that helped them make that song. So yeah, if you ever want to put music in videos, you got to be really, really careful. Like if it's a picture, sometimes you got to, get permission from not only the company, but the person that took the picture, like the photographer. You got to get their permission too. And it's just, yeah, the copyright system is a lot more complex and more of a pain than it actually seems, And sadly, YouTube only cares about what these companies want. So even if you're following the law on how you're making your video, they usually don't care enough. So that's why I think this whole Patreon thing would be really good because, this would allow me to make videos the way I actually want to. And I'd still be following the law and everything, and I would have control over it because, again, it's on my website. It's not going to be on YouTube. So it would be a really good way to reward my patrons by giving them exclusive access to better versions of my videos that are more entertaining and more useful, you know, because I'll actually be able to show video clips of what it is that I'm talking about. So it's definitely really cool. Yeah, copyright laws definitely need reform. It needs to be changed or something. It's just, it's crazy. It's, oh God, it's so crazy. The laws need to be changed somehow. Because, like, for example, usually, like, with video games, it's the publisher that has the rights to that show. Or, I mean, to the video game. You know what I mean? Like, if it's Activision, if it's published by Activision, you got to get their permission. And usually, that they're the only person you need to talk to. But sometimes you also need to get permission from the game developers. But most time, you just need to get permission from the publisher. That's the only person you need to talk to get permission to, you know, post gameplay, you know, legally. But for video games, it's thankfully not as complicated and as pain of a butt as, like, you know, music. Because in video games, usually there's hundreds of people or thousands of people that are involved in the development of these video games. And if you had to contact every person involved, that would be ridiculous. Oh my gosh. So they need to change the law system. So then that way, if it's a music artist, at most, you might have to contact as two people, you know, the publisher and the actual music group. So I feel like as long as you would get permission from the publisher and the actual people that made it, you know, like the music group, or for example, the development team, you know, the CEO of the development team, that should be it. That it should be simpler like that. But for music, it's like, nope, you got to message everybody. Oh God, Nintendo. They're like the worst company about that kind of stuff. They don't want to let anybody do it. And they do not care because they're in Japan. They're in Japan. And so for them and their mindset, they think only the Japanese laws apply. Your American copyright system does not apply, even though YouTube exists in the US and technically only the US laws apply to it in the first place. But, you know, here in the US, it's like, oh man, you know, we're struggling to collaborate or to have any sort of cooperation from the Japanese whatsoever. So it's like, crap, we got to do whatever we can to, you know, have the very little cooperation we have from them. So it's like, you know, a company like YouTube is, you know, they don't want to possibly piss off Japan. So they're like, okay, Nintendo, you do what you want. You know, you're one of the few Japanese companies that's willing to work with us. So you do what you want. And that's why Nintendo gets away with a lot of stuff. So it's kind of scary. They're a very big company and they don't want to follow the American laws, even though that's where YouTube exists. So it's, yeah, they don't know how the law works, but they feel like they're above the law and they shouldn't care what you think, you know. Even if you, like, go through that, what is that, a Nintendo partnership program where you give them a certain percentage of the revenue from your videos after YouTube takes their share of it, and you get permission from Nintendo themselves to post gameplay. Nintendo still has control over what video games you can put gameplay of on YouTube. And on top of that, if you happen to have a very negative review of one of their video games, in the agreement you have to sign to be able to do that, they can have your video taken. They could take down your video. So, and you technically would be in violation of the agreement between you and them if you happen to make a video that again is overly negative. So if you want to criticize their video games, it's oh man, that's ridiculous. It's like, Nintendo, you don't like the fact that I'm criticizing your video game? Wow. Like, that's crazy. They don't want to take criticism. Yeah, like you were saying, yeah, you can't even criticize the game. Like, you could criticize it only a little bit, but that's about it. So they want to be in control over the information that's getting out, because they're kind of used to how things are handled in Japan and other countries along, you know, around there. You know, they're not used to, you know, a country like the US or UK, you know, where we have more freedom. And even Russia might have more freedom than Japan for sure, as far as that stuff goes. So it's not fun, but that's why I really, really hope that at some point the US does change the copyright system and how it works. So, I mean, the United Nations isn't necessarily a country, but like, it'd be interesting if the United Nations made some sort of a universal copyright system that applies to all countries involved in the United Nations agreement. So it'd be interesting if they did something like that, because at that point Nintendo would have to cooperate. They would have no choice but to cooperate at that point, you know, because they're supposed to be cooperating, since, you know, YouTube is a website that exists in the US, so only the US laws apply. But, you know, Nintendo just thinks they're above the law, so yeah, it's kind of crazy. But oh yeah, there's that. But yeah, I really want to launch this Patreon page at some point, because again, I think it would make a very big difference. You know, it'd allow me to, you know, if I could just get like again, I'll have to change these numbers, but I'll have to change that to like 200, and instead of saying for me to cut down to part-time, I'd be able to do full-time, since I have a little bit of money coming in. Just getting like around $200 would give me enough money to be able to do this full-time. And yeah, I would love to be able to make videos full-time, because, you know, making videos is very time-consuming. There's a lot to making videos, you know, whether it's research, spending a lot of time doing video editing, trying to make the video look Jetix-themed and everything, and getting permission from all the the artists on DeviantArt to get permission to use their artwork, and there's a lot to it, a lot more than that, and plus, of course, coming up with ideas for videos, and yeah, there's a lot to making videos, but I can only do it if I was able to do it full-time, you know. Trying to work a full-time job while doing this would just be a mission impossible. I mean, some YouTubers can do it, but that's, of course, because their videos are a lot less time-consuming and easier to make. You know, if you're doing gaming or tech videos, they're a lot less time-consuming than something like this, you know, because the JetixRestored YouTube channel isn't just a channel where I post videos that are just there to entertain people. These videos have some form of purpose behind it, you know? And even though some of them just seem like update or news videos, you know, it's about real stuff going on that has to do with this community directly. You know, if I'm gonna, you know, change up the JetixRestored website, or do a cooperation with another channel, like every little thing I do has to do with this community. And so, you know, it's like, it's different than me just reporting on gaming or tech news, you know what I mean? Or doing vlogging, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the stuff I'm talking about in these videos have to do with things I actually have to do, you know, such as creating a petition. I do want to create a new version of the petition, but I'm going to have to be very careful on how I word it, because if it actually goes up to Disney, you know, after getting enough signatures, I want to make sure that I word everything correctly, so then that way they don't look for, you know, a loophole or something like that. So it's, you know, you got to be really careful on that stuff, and you got to do research, and, you know, make sure you know exactly what you're talking about, you know, and even just making changes to the website and Patreon and everything takes a lot of time to refine it and do it in the best way possible. And, you know, I still think something like a Jetix product section would be very time consuming, but I definitely think it'll be well worth it, having a product section, so then that way I can create a website that is the one place you could go to for any products relating to Jetix, whether it's card games, action figures, artwork, or like art books from the artists that made the show, DVD sets, video games possibly, depending on the show, and just all this stuff in one place, instead of having to shop all over the internet just to find a couple of things. So, you know, all this stuff actually takes a lot of time, because these are actual projects and things I got to keep on working on before I could even make a video talking about it. So, yeah, they mostly they mostly buy, but yeah, you got a point there. They buy out a lot of companies and a lot of properties and stuff like that. So it's kind of crazy, but yeah, that's why, you know, people don't believe me when I say that, because again, there are some people out there that can make YouTube videos while working a full-time or part-time job. Full-time, oh yeah, they're gonna have no life outside of making videos and working full-time. But even if they're part-time, again, most of those people are making videos that take way less time to make, you know. And but for someone like me, it's like, making these videos is very time consuming, because it requires me to work on a lot of things before I could even start recording or editing, and, you know, possibly, you know, doing research for the video and everything. Like, before I could even work on that stuff, I got to make a lot of stuff happen. I got to work on projects and, you know, add more to the side, and, you know, just constantly keep working on these things before I could even make the video. So that's why something like, I feel like a Patreon campaign is absolutely necessary, because, you know, if I could just get a little bit of money, just enough to pay the bills, you know, I'm not going to, you know, if I'm not going to be able to buy new equipment, you know, or anything like that, then I'll just keep on making videos the way I do right now, you know. But of course, if I want to make them better, make them faster, and make them look better, you know, and the HDR masters look better, you know, and be able to do it a lot faster and possibly be able to live stream things and better quality and stuff like that. If I want to improve, I'm only going to be able to do that if, you know, the Patreon campaign meets, you know, different milestones. But, you know, if I could just get a couple hundred coming in, then that'd be just enough for me to be able to do this full time. You know, and that's all I really want to do, you know. But the only way to be able to make that possible is, of course, through something like Patreon, you know. And because making videos and working on all these projects is just very, 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 very time consuming. You know, it's going to require completely free and open time. You know, I'm not going to be able to work a part-time job or full-time job while doing all this. So, and I don't want to like disappoint you guys. I don't want to like set like expectations and milestones and like, you know, all these big giant lists of promises. I don't want to set that stuff way too high, because if, you know, if I'm going to be, you know, if I was like working a job, then I wouldn't be able to do that stuff. And I don't want to like possibly hurt you guys more or upset you guys, or, you know, possibly piss you guys off by not delivering on those promises. So for me, it'd be just a lot less risky to start something like a Patreon. Maybe they will put it in the streaming service, maybe. But that's a little bit more iffy, because keep in mind, they own the rights to Jetix, but it's not quite what it used to be, because over time, a lot of pieces of what was once on Jetix are things that have been sold off to other companies anyways, because look at Digimon, look at Power Rangers, those are now on Nickelodeon. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Nickelodeon. A lot of these shows have been pretty much sold off. So Disney doesn't even own the rights to all of those shows anymore. So for them, it's not as worth it unless they're willing to spend a crap ton of money buying those rights back from them. And Nickelodeon and them are not going to just sell it at a loss. They're going to want to make some profit. They're like, oh, you want Power Rangers and Digimon back? Well, you're going to have to spend more money than we bought it from you for. So, yeah, they're going to want to make a profit. So I don't know if Disney's willing to do it. I'm sure they're financially capable of it, but I don't know if they're willing to do it. But that's also a good thing for us, for example, because it's like, it's going to make things easier in terms of bringing Jetix back, you know? So instead of just buying the whole Jetix name and all the properties behind it, you know, for all the TV shows and everything for a big giant chunk of money, instead for us, it'd be a little bit easier to just buy little pieces and here and there, you know, back from, you know, what was once on Jetix and a part of Jetix. We could just buy, you know, little pieces here and there back, so then we could slowly get Jetix back. You know what I mean? And that's also why on the Patreon, I have these like really big high milestones, which I'm going to have to lower those numbers a little bit and change them a little bit. A couple of these goals I'll have to delete, but that's why these are a little bit high, because this would actually allow me to save up money to actually be able to buy these little pieces of what was once on Jetix. You know what I mean? And, you know, it makes it actually possible, because again, if it was all under the Jetix umbrella, then that would be very, very expensive. It'd be very, very expensive. But, you know, I think it'll definitely be well worth it, you know. It's, you know, but it's ultimately going to be up to the community. You know, if the community doesn't come together, then it's not going to be possible. But if the community does come together, it'll definitely be possible. I mean, look at, like, imagine if this channel somehow gets to 100,000 subscribers or more. Think about what would be possible on something like Patreon with 100,000 subscribers, especially if the community is as strong and as robust as it is right now. If it gets to that point, what I plan to do is to launch something like a Kickstarter campaign or Indiegogo campaign. And the objective of that would be to combine our money to ultimately buy the rights for Jetix as a whole back. So, in the meantime, we could just be buying little pieces here and there, buying the domain name, buying the rights to this little show over here, or this comic book series over here, and try to make a show out of that, and just, buy little pieces here and there. But, so then that way we could, regain Jetix slowly, but also build the community up big enough to where we'd be able to combine enough money together to be able to just buy Jetix back as a whole. Because you see Indiegogo campaigns and Kickstarter campaigns all the time where they get millions and millions of dollars in funds. That money could be spent to buy something like Jetix back easily. And that's why I tell people that ultimately all of this is going to be up to the community. If the community doesn't come together, it's not going to happen. But if the community does come together, and again, I'm willing to invest money into advertisements and stuff like that, or probably collaborating with websites and stuff like that to somehow, merge a little bit of our community into, for example, their forum section. Maybe it's like an anime site or something like that, so then that way, we could slowly expand our community even more. There's a lot of things that we could definitely do. And some of these, some of the shows, for example, and companies that, made things on Jetix, some of those companies aren't as big as they used to be. So that gives us a lot more to work with, because, we're smaller, we're not like a big company like, something like Disney. But if we could build a strong fan base and community, and the channel grows over time, then we could get to the point we could reach out to some of these companies and they'd be much more willing to collaborate with us, because they're not as big as they once was. And, the idea of them possibly being able to grow their fan base once more, or their audience, or possibly make a little bit of extra money on a show that's been dead for so many years for them, that makes it easier for us to be able to reach out to them. Because for them, it's like, well, crap, I mean, anything's better than nothing. So it'd be a much easier way to be able to actually regrow the community and everything. Oh yeah, that'd be so freaking cool, man. Oh, that guy's awesome. Oh no. Well, he posts a lot of controversial stuff, but there's a lot of craziness there, but he's he's made a lot of crazy decisions and giving people shout outs, and then just like boom, they grow big all of a sudden. But it also depends on what the video is about, because if he says something bad about them, then they're probably going to lose a lot of subscribers. Oh man, that's funny. That's really funny. That's not the worst idea, but I'm hoping that this community will grow to the point that we'll be able to develop a relevant but strong presence, because there are a few YouTube channels out there that are smaller, but they have such a strong community and fan base behind it, or the channel itself offers something truly valuable to other, or inspirational to other YouTubers, that they become relevant. There's some YouTubers out there that only have 50,000 subscribers, but the funny part is that the mass majority of people that are watching their videos are not just regular viewers, but actual like YouTube channels. So a lot of the biggest YouTube channels might be watching them, because maybe they're making videos about tutorials, things that are very informational, or maybe they post inspirational content, something of value to them. So there, of course, is always the possibility that we could become get on their radar, so that way we become relevant, and they become aware of our existence. And if we happen to, reach out to that YouTuber, that might have a somewhat relevant audience, and that would be the ultimate way to get a shout out. There's an actual big YouTuber that I'm aware of that remembers Jetix, and he's a big fan of Jetix, and he loves Jetix, and he's a really cool guy, and he's pretty big. But I want, he's probably not going to just give anybody a shout out, but if we grow this community enough to where the channel is at least on his radar and is at least a noticeable size to be something, worth recommending or giving a shout out to, without him possibly degrading himself or ruining his reputation or something like that, or seeming like he's just, you know, performing some form of favoritism, like, oh, he's just trying to help out his little friend over there. You know, if our community grows to the point that it's at least noticeable, like 10,000, 50,000 subscribers or something along those lines, I think 10,000 is a good number to get on some of their radars, then I can imagine him giving a shout out. But again, it's one of those things that's going to be up to the community. You know, if the community doesn't grow, then it's not going to work out. But if it does grow, and if we stick together, then we'll be able to make a lot of stuff happen. A lot of stuff happen. But, you know, in order for me to be able to create content enough and work on these projects enough to get, you know, the objective and goal of JetixRestored out there enough, it's going to require all of my time and my full attention. But I won't be able to do that unless I launch something like this Patreon or something, or find some other form of income. Yeah, 10K is really not bad. You know, 10K subscribers is usually, you know, when you're at a point where you could do a lot more. You know, you're starting to get on people's radars that are, for example, at like 100,000 subscribers. And I think 10K is a good number because that usually, you know, proves to people like, hey, there's a chance this guy could actually make it big, you know, or, you know, become noticeable, you know, and it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like if you reach 10K subscribers, there's a good chance you could reach 100,000 subscribers. And once you hit 100K, that's when everything like starts growing really fast. And that's been like really proven by a lot of people. A lot of people have done experiments and looked at numbers and stuff like that. And they found that once you reach 100,000 subscribers, your channel starts growing multiple times faster. So, and the same thing is sort of true when you hit the 10K milestone. You know, there's a higher chance of you reaching 1,000 subscribers if you could at least hit 10,000 subscribers. Once you do that, you know, there's more people that are likely to subscribe to you once you're at 10K. And then once you reach 100,000, there's even more people willing to subscribe to your channel if you're at 100K. So, you know, there's certain like milestones, you know, of course the channel like, you know, would definitely want to hit before being able to grow fast enough, you know, or to be able to get on some bigger YouTubers' radar enough for them to even consider giving us a shout out. And so that's what I want to do is, you know, for the community to grow enough to where we'll be able to possibly reach out to people to get a shout out. And if we get a shout from the right person, then that can make a big difference. You know, like there's YouTubers out there that make videos about comic books, action figures, and stuff like that. That is very relevant to JetixRestored, even though it doesn't have to do with it directly. It's like, you know, there was the X-Men series, Batman series, there was a Spider-Man, there was a bunch of comic book themed cartoons on Jetix. And so for a comic book channel, it's pretty relevant, you know, to the people watching that, subscribe to that person's channel, you know, something like Jetix. Alpha J Show. I don't remember that actually. Let me see. What is that? Oh, cool. Talks about a lot of cartoons and stuff. The worst cartoon season ever to air on modern television. Ooh, dear, that was loud. Oh, God, what the heck? Oh, come on. Why is YouTube being so dumb? I will definitely have to look at that guy's channel.
Ayo, what is up, everyone? It is the Alpha J of the Alpha J Show, and today we're going to be talking about the amazing world of Gumball. I think the last time I talked about an episode in whole was my first Versus, which came out over 2 years ago.
When did it go? Oh, God. YouTube is acting weird. It's like glitching and stuff. Yeah, I'll have to check out that guy's videos later. Where in the world is the chat? I see it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the channel has quite earned a shout out, but that's also why I focus on this Patreon campaign, because a lot of people take you more serious and think that you're more professional and smarter, and again, more serious, if you launch something like a Patreon campaign. Plus, again, for right now, for the page, for me to be able to just start working on this stuff, doing this stuff full time, I just need like a couple $100 coming in, you know, because I make a little bit of money through something like donating plasma, and I have a roommate, so that splits the cost of rent in half right there. So it is possible for me to be able to do this full time, just getting a couple $100 coming in from Patreon. If I could do that, I could at least work on things full time enough to be able to do some of these projects and work on all this stuff. And then once I start pushing videos out more frequently and faster, then I feel like at that point it'll be worth reaching out to channels like that. Because if they see I'm serious, and if they see I'm actually delivering on my promises that I've made, you know, that I'll be making through Patreon, if they could see I'm serious and take that I'm actually delivering on those promises and I'm not just begging for money for no reason, then they're much more likely to give me a shout out at that point. Oh yeah, like something like Patreon, yeah. That wouldn't be a bad idea, you know. And like I said, I'll probably try to reach out to Channel Frederator like once I launch that Patreon, because I think for them that would be like the perfect time to give me a shout out, is at a critical point like that, because they, you know, as a channel, what's the word, like multi-channel network, they understand how important and critical something like Patreon is. So getting a shout out for the Patreon page itself would really not be a bad idea. And yeah, so right now I'm doing good enough financially right now that I could take time off and not have a job right now for a little while, so that I could try to like get some of this stuff done. Because like one of the things I've been spending a lot of time on the last couple of weeks is copying everything from my old computer to this one. I'm going to go and change the live stream layout because I think you're probably tired of seeing that dang screen. One of the things I've been focusing on is just transferring everything from my old computer to my new computer, because it doesn't show my computer, but I got a third monitor over there. And that is hooked up to a computer that is in my closet right now. And that computer had all my projects and everything on it. So before I could even like have my layout and my pictures, graphics, my outro, and the animated JetixRestored logo and everything, I had to get everything from that computer onto this one. But the hardest part was actually getting my projects working on this computer, because the version of Sony Vegas I was using for video editing from the old computer to this one is a different one. The second thing was my visual effects that I use for like special effects in the outro, or how to make the JetixRestored logo transparent, you know, to use it as a watermark in the world of JetixRestored YouTube videos. I had to use special effects to do all that stuff. But the problem is that the special effects, the company that made them, I had to re-download them for this, you know, this computer I'm using right now. But they changed the name for those special effects, and they put them in different bundles of special effects, and everything got changed. So when I re-downloaded it, it did not work. So I had to spend a lot of time basically redoing everything. So that was very time consuming. But thankfully I have a little bit of time off to be able to do stuff like that. So I would, but this is a completely different operating system. It's a different version of Sony Vegas, the video editing program. So the files and the way everything's organized is different because it got bought out by a different company. It's not even Sony Vegas anymore. It's just called Vegas now. It got bought out by Magix, so they changed a couple things. And again, the visual effects themselves actually just, yeah, they under different names, different files and everything, different folders and all. And so I had to just redo everything once I downloaded the visual effects, because you know, that's an old computer, and it's using Windows 7. Windows 7 is an old operating system, so the problem with Windows 7 is that you can't upgrade or change out the motherboard without having to reinstall Windows, which would involve me possibly losing everything. There's a lot of newer video games that you can only play on Windows 10. It's required to have Windows 10. You can't have Windows 7. If I want to get the newest graphics cards and take full advantage of them, I gotta have Windows 10. So the new computer has Windows 10, so I can't just switch out the hard drives because I need Windows 10 to use newer versions of Vegas, of course, because it requires you to have a certain kind of Visual Studio for it to work, and that requires you to have certain copies of Windows for it to actually work. So I can't even install the newest version of Vegas on that computer. I can't. So, yeah, it's really frustrating. I can't just switch the hard drive, sadly. It wasn't that easy, no. So, yeah, that was very time consuming. But that's also why I'm wanting to sell that computer, because that'll allow me to be able to have the bills taken care of a little bit longer. So in that way I could try to work on these projects and try to do some videos for the Patreon and then try to launch that and hopefully get enough money coming in to where I'll be able to do it full time. So I'll be able to actually, you know, deliver on the promises, you know, because I don't want to, you know, make too many promises I can't keep. But I'm only going to be able to do all those promises if I actually am able to do it full time, because it requires a lot of time. Virtual Windows 10? Maybe. But again, you know, like, running a virtual version of Windows 10 and planning to play video games on it is usually not that good. Because if there's even the slightest delay or input lag, it would not work out. On the Windows 7 PC, I don't know, that just wouldn't work, because again, like, that would limit my rendering performance, because through a virtual OS, you're not going to be getting quite 100% of the performance that your hardware is capable at. And again, I won't be able to upgrade my hardware without having to completely reinstall Windows. Because again, on Windows 7, it's really stupid, but if you change out the motherboard at all, you got to reinstall Windows completely, or else it's just not going to boot up. So that's also, again, why I couldn't just switch the hard drives, because if I put it in this computer, it would be like, hold on, you're using a computer with an Asus brand motherboard. According to the OS, it says you're using an ASRock motherboard. And so it won't even boot up into the operating system. It does not. Windows 10 is better, because Windows 10, when it realizes you've made certain hardware changes, oh, hey man, what's up? When you make certain hardware changes, like the motherboard on Windows 10, Windows 10 is smart enough as an operating system for it to reconfigure and change things up so then it could work with the new hardware. Windows 10 is not like that. The only thing you could probably upgrade is the amount of RAM you have, hard drive space, and a graphics card. But you can't upgrade the CPU or anything like that. And that CPU is slowly becoming irrelevant, because it's becoming a real bottleneck. It's like making it much harder for me to render my videos as fast as I need to. So it's really slow. It's became outdated, basically. And I can't upgrade that. That's like the best CPU like AMD had for that motherboard type. So the only option I have right now is to upgrade to the newest CPU, which requires me to get a new motherboard and everything. And you can't do that on Windows 7 without having to reinstall the whole entire operating system, which really, really sucks. So yeah, Windows 10 is probably the last upgrade anybody will need to make for a very long time, even 10 years from now, because the fact the operating system's smart enough to adapt and change itself based upon your new hardware. So, oh, you change motherboards? Okay, we're going to make these changes, and then boom, everything works. So, yeah. See, I'm going to sell that old PC as soon as I can, so it's kind of garbage at this point. Waiting on the girl to get out of work. Oh, yeah. If you want to message me, tell me which girl you're talking about, because I know there's someone related to you that works next door, but also the girl you're wanting to be roommates with, she started her new job recently, so I don't know if she's off yet, and I don't know her work hours, so I wouldn't know who you're talking about. So, yeah, I'm not sure who you're talking about right there. But, yeah. But thanks for sending me that YouTube channel. I'll definitely have to check that guy out and watch his videos. His videos are definitely relevant to things like cartoons and stuff like that. Well, thanks, man. I greatly appreciate the support and I greatly appreciate the feedback, man. You know, it's nice to get another person's just opinion and perspective on things, so I could see how, you know, you like how you just perceive things and what you think about when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I greatly appreciate it, man. Hope you have an awesome night. Thanks for joining in the stream, and I'll definitely hopefully I can get to see you in the next one. I'm gonna try to probably stream later this week. So thanks for your time. Thanks for being awesome and joining in the stream, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one, man. So, greatly appreciate it. Hope you're having an awesome night. Get some sleep if you need to. I know it's really late, so. Well, I know you're not going to say her name, but that's why I said message me. Text me. Text me the name. That reminds me, I need to check on Discord. Man, I'm still in a chat room. Well, you guys are being weird. Freaking Mitch. Oh, okay. You can't text a message at the same time. I apologize, man. I forgot some phones or carriers don't allow you to do those two things at the same time. So, it's okay. I'm probably going to go ahead and end the stream right now anyways, so. Yeah. I'm going to deafen myself real quick. So, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream right now. Thank those of you that actually did watch the stream. I greatly appreciate it. And sorry some of you guys didn't get to join the stream. There wasn't as many people, and sorry if I repeated myself many times throughout this stream. But, you know, for me, it's more important to just get the information out there and to ultimately try to get your guys' opinions, perspectives, and overall just thoughts on these things. You know what I mean? What do you think about me incorporating Patreon into the, the website and actually putting videos in the site telling you what that money will be going towards, whether it's goals or the actual donation tiers? You know, what do you guys think about that? Do you think it'll make that big of a difference, or it'd be easier to just, you know, have the little text description? And do you think that'd be, you know, all people really need, you know? But just let me guys know what your thoughts are on those things, and if you guys would be willing to make donations in the Patreon campaign, because again, I know there's a lot of people out there that are greedy and do look for just easy ways to get money, and you know, I know there's a lot of people that don't feel safe, or they don't feel it's worth just making donations and giving people money like that. But I could easily guarantee you guys I'd be doing absolutely everything I can to make it worth every penny for those of you that be willing to support. And I'm sure a lot of you guys, I'm hoping a lot of you guys understand that having this Patreon campaign may be the only way for me to be able to even make videos full time. Because again, making these videos is very time consuming. I know a lot of people out there think that making videos is a very quick and easy thing, but it is not. Especially for a niche channel like this, a channel that has objectives and long-term goals behind it, and ongoing projects and things that need to be updated, and you know, we have to constantly keep moving forward in order to even accomplish those goals. And because of that, it's like I have to constantly look for new ways to expand the community and to reach out and to possibly, you know, expand the forum section and just ways to just improve and move forward. All those things, you know, require you to constantly be aware of what's going on around you. So it's not like, you know, I just finish working on this project and then boom, done. It's like, no, I gotta update it, keep it up to date. I gotta keep my mindset open enough for different alternatives and different options and ways to improve and expand these projects and goals for the community. And so it's an ongoing thing, and so it's very time consuming, and I gotta finish some of these projects, and I gotta actually be working on this stuff and accomplishing things before I can even make videos about it in the first place. So the making the videos itself is only one part of it. And that itself is time consuming, since I got to reach out to artists to get permission to use their artwork, and I got to possibly hire people to create music and other things. And so it's, compared to other channels, it is very time consuming. I hope you guys believe me. And for those of you that do end up becoming patron, from this point on, I will do everything I can to make sure that you know that your money's being well spent. And even if it seems like videos aren't coming out as fast and as frequently as you want, if I need to, I will post pictures and small little video clips, maybe even do a quick stream like this every single day when I'm working on stuff, letting you know what I'm working on and what I'm doing, so that way you know I'm not being lazy, I'm not just sitting back and playing video games all day or something like that, or just watching YouTube videos, or just taking that money and doing nothing with it. I'm going to make sure you guys know for a fact that I'm putting my money where my mouth is. And so I'm actually delivering on what's being promised, and then I'm actually working on this stuff, and I'm not just being lazy. So I want to make sure that you guys will know 100% where that money's going from, whether it's through having videos on the Patreon, section of the site, letting you know what that money is going towards, and also just giving you guys frequently updates, even just little pictures and little video clips or streams like this, I will make sure you guys know that I am working on this stuff. I'm actually doing what I am promising to do. So appreciate those of you watching this video. And I think I'm going to end the stream by doing something I've never done before. And that involves a song that to me is very special. And it's a song I plan to use in the future on something very critical for this channel and its long-term goals. And I'm going to use it in a very critical point in its attempts to make bringing Jetix back possible. Just got to find it really quick. And I'm sure you guys will absolutely love it. It's a special song. It puts me in my happy place, and it helps put me in a certain mindset that I need to be in order to create videos in the way that I really, really want to. And it helps me visualize things in my head that allow me to be creative and stay positive and keep moving forward and be able to focus on what I need to focus on for Jetix. So I'm going to look around for that soundtrack real quick. It's a very good song. There's two different versions of it, so I got to make sure to find the right version, because there's two different ones, but only one I want to use. So I apologize for this taking a lot of time. I'm going to go and just click on the actual scroller and scroll down. Where is it? And the name of the song, which I won't tell you for obvious reasons because it'd kind of be a spoiler, but the name of the song is kind of ironic because of the name of the channel. Okay, there's the downloads folder from the old SSD from the other computer. So the song is much more likely in here. Where is it? I hope I'll find it. I hope I didn't somehow lose it. Oh, man. Yeah, sorry for this taking time. There's a music folder I forgot about. Why is it being so slow? Screw it. I'm just going to open it through a web browser. But yeah, I think you guys will like this song. There it is. Hopefully I see you guys in the next stream. Thanks for sticking around.